Is the reality of Darrell Brooks' situation finally starting to hit home? Just now in court, he was given some results from his test for his sniffles, and he refused to open it, and he became a little bit difficult, and he didn't like the way the judge was talking to him. Then the judge was kind about what she said about how he conducted himself in court, and there's a couple of reasons why I think that she did that, and I'll get to that at the end of the video. But let me just show you what happened.
It's my understanding there was some type of situation or altercation between Mr. Brooks and the deputies. Ultimately, though, I think he was taken into the bullpen. He was brought back out, but it was very clear to me that he was upset. I think understandably so, but I needed to make a record of what was being done. Including that I have obtained the test result, so there's an accurate record in this case related to the motion that was raised previously by Mr. Brooks. I want Mr. Brooks to know that I am not removing him from when the jurors are brought back in. It was just simply because he was upset. He was very loud when I walked into the courtroom before going on back on the record. He was yelling about his constitutional rights being violated. I advised him that if there was any type of use of force that he wanted to complain about, he could certainly do that through the proper channels with the sheriff's department. But just given his state of agitation and my need to make a record, I had him taken to the other courtroom. He is currently muted. I do not intend to go forward with additional testimony. Ultimately, I'm going to take an early lunch break because of this, but I will make a record of the following. I have the result. I am going to scan it, have my clerk scan it. It will be filed as confidential, though. It won't be available to the public, but it's there for appellate purposes, but I can confirm that the test result for COVID-19 was negative. And again, I required the sheriff's department to provide that result to me, and it will remain under seal. I realize I'm disclosing that result, but I feel obligated to do that given the motion that was raised 2 days ago by Mr. Brooks. Again, I intend to take an early lunch. So that will hopefully give Mr. Brooks an opportunity, if he so chooses, to review the result himself. It was put in front of him. I did see that he either shoved it or tossed it or just dismissed it. It looked like it went on the floor when it was put in front of him, but we'll certainly have the deputies give that to him again. During the recess for lunch, Mr. Brooks will also be given the opportunity to change into street clothes if he so chooses. But when we come back, he will be in this courtroom. I agree. Mr. Brooks was making a couple of statements about how he was abiding by the rules and being respectful, things of that nature. I agree. He's done an excellent job while in court here this morning. He's been respectful of the rules. He made some early on. I let him, make his objections or lack of consent. He did that respectfully. When I said I was moving on, he generally was able to do that. We were able to get through 2 witnesses. He was able to follow along, ask cogent, clear, responsive, and articulate objections. He was able to elicit information from the witnesses regarding either their memory, their credibility, and other things. Generally speaking, he's been able to competently represent himself and provide, again, solid cross-examination this morning. So I'm going to give him an opportunity to hopefully settle back in and to come back here when we return from lunch. So with that, we are in recess. Probably come back at 1 o'clock. Since it's only 11:30, and we'll take the full 90 minutes for lunch today. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Alrighty then. So what's going on here? Well, in my opinion, I think the judge was being super duper nice to him because it's just kind of like a child when you say, oh, you did so well this morning. Well done. And the child is like, oh, I did well. I better keep doing well. This is awesome. Basically treating the guy who acts like a child as a child. It seems to have gotten the right result. Be interesting to see how he performs when he comes back. Will he come back in a suit? Who knows? So let me know down below. Why do you think he was crying? Is it because he realizes how bad the situation is now? Is it because somebody was super duper nice to him and never has been before? Let me know. We'll catch you in the next one, folks. Sláinte.